Next month is going to bring the latest installment in the popular God's Not Dead film franchise. It's called God's Not Dead, In God We Trust. It premieres on September 12th. What's so interesting about this is the movie is set in a time of political and spiritual upheaval, and the film is going to delve into the complex relationship between faith, politics, and our civic responsibilities. Wow. Could anything be more fitting than right now at this point in our nation's history, and particularly as we're heading into the 2024 elections? Well, joining me now to discuss this is Michael Scott. He's a founding partner and CEO of Pinnacle Pictures and PureFlix, and also the producer of God's Not Dead, In God We Trust. Michael, welcome to Washington Watch. It's an honor to have you.
Thanks so much. I appreciate being on. This is awesome.
Well, listen, we're excited about this movie. The previous ones have been just fantastic. So tell us about God's Not Dead, In God We Trust.
Well, I think with the election season, everything going on, we've discussed so many topics around the subject of God and does he really exist? And is God dead or alive? And in this latest one, we really wanted to discuss the issues. Does God have a place in the public square? And should he be there? And that's what this film really discusses and goes throughout as you follow this pastor that's deciding what he should do. Should he take up the torch and run for office to stand for what he believes because he feels it's being challenged?
Wow. Well, I can't wait to see it. So much of my life is wrapped up in what you're talking about. What does the importance of this, let me put it this way, why is this film going to be important to audiences, to people all across the country?
I think the number one reason why is, we did this, people of faith, they're talking about, do I have a voice in this? What do I need to do in all this? And one of the shocking statistics that I learned from this is 40 million Christians don't vote in the election. And I think this is a film that's kind of a rally cry to that group to be able to say, hey, I need to stand up. I need to vote for what I believe in. I need to see my values reflected in the candidates that I believe that share them. And that's what this whole movie is about, that saying your voice can make a difference. Your vote can make a difference. And don't be silent.
Well, that is such a powerful message. We say around here at FRC all the time, the key words are pray, vote, stand. We've got to be engaged spiritually. We've got to get out there and vote, and we've got to take a stand for biblical truth. And by definition, that's what it means to be salt and light, right? I mean, it's impossible to be salt and light without being engaged. I mean, that's
exactly
the whole thing.
Right. And if we remain silent, there's a phrase we've used in the trailers, say 40 million Christians don't vote. If that continues, then we should prepare for one nation, not under God, instead of under God, because we're letting our voice be silent. We're not engaging in what is an incredible opportunity to vote for the people that share our beliefs and what this is all about, and to be able to see that. And I think this film does such a good job on explaining why you should be involved, what it means to be involved, why it's important. Does God have a place for it for you in this? And also, this goes back. This film dives into, what was this country founded on? How did it really start? Was this a Christian nation to begin with? We tackle some of those really hard issues in here that people are getting challenged on and trying to change, I think, and trying to change the truth of what really happened.
Well, I think it's fair to say this is not going to strictly be a political film, but certainly there's going to be some significant political themes that run throughout this alongside of inspirational and hope-filled spiritual truth. But tell us about that. How is this all intertwined?
It's all the God's Not Dead movies. We always have a message in there, but that message is always wrapped around entertainment and something that you can really engage in with these characters. So we have a lot of returning characters. Pastor David, who is played by David White in this movie, is the character from all the other God's Not Deads that comes through, and he's the main lead character. We have Dean Cain returning from the first one, who's plays a bad guy, and he does an incredible job. He continues his role as the bad guy. We have Isaiah Washington, we have Ray Wise, we have Mike Huckabee. We have a host of different people in this movie, some of them returning, some of them new. And so I think it's a movie that you're going to get to the characters that you've come to love or maybe hate because they were the bad guys. You're going to get to see them carried through and how this message really plays out and why David's compelled to action, that he feels like the guy he kind of goes up as the opposite candidate is Ray Wise from the second movie, who was the lawyer that basically was trying to defeat the teacher in the first one, who was standing up for her beliefs in the classroom. And he's coming back saying he's kind of running on a platform that wants to stamp God out of the out of government. It doesn't have any place there. And David feels that Pastor David's character feels that is unacceptable and stands up to run through that. So you're going to get to see all of these incredible things play out, the emotions, the different pieces of it, and you're going to learn some incredible things through this movie.
Real quickly, where can people go to find out more about God's Not Dead, In God We Trust?
Go to godsnotdead.com. You can get tickets now. They're on sale. It goes nationwide in theaters on September 12th. We'd love everybody to get out. I think this is a movie that people can share with people across the board, get people involved.
Got to leave it there. Michael, thank you so much. Michael Scott, producer of God's Not Dead, In God We Trust, coming up September 12th.